that AARP has written to leaders in Congress and said, look, healthcare reform, it's huge, it's comprehensive, but here's 6 things that AARP would like to focus on. And also today, we're going to have some brief discussion, and I know we're going to focus mostly on healthcare reform in this Q&A, but there are also some transportation legislation that's been perking around, and one of them is called the Complete Streets Bill, and that's to try to make sure that pedestrians and older individuals with disabilities are able to travel safely on our streets. And the Complete Streets principles are defined in legislation that's pending right now. And Mary Beth Dixon is going to be talking with many of you at the end of today's program as to how you could get involved with the Complete Streets campaign. That we also have another bill called the Roadway Safety Bill, and this is all designed to try to make it safer for folks like yourself and myself to get around without having some of the horrible accidents that we read about. I'm really pleased to be here. I don't get down nearly enough as I should. It's about 2.5 hours from my home to get here, so it's not a frequent place, but I'm always pleased to be down here because you have a wonderful representative in Congress, in Congressman Frank Lobiondo, and you also have a wonderful volunteer leader who I'm going to bring up here right now. Her name, as you all probably know, is Minnie Callender. Her official title is Regional Grassroots Coordinator for the Southeast region. We have different regions around the state. You probably know that we have many tens of thousands of grassroots activists. Actually, I think it's over 100,000 now throughout the state. And people like yourself who care enough about these kinds of issues to get up on a rainy Tuesday morning and get here to listen to some of the issues and to ask questions of your congressman show that you really care, and AARP really appreciates it. So, without further ado, let me bring up your regional coordinator for grassroots in this entire area, Minnie Callender.
Thank you so much. I'm so happy to have all of you down here. I'm excited because when you get this kind of cooperation from all of your chapters, it means that we're working together. And I want the congressman and everybody else to know that the people you see here are the top honchos in their chapters. They are not just the regular members. They are people who keep things going and that I work directly with. So Atlantic County and Cape May County, I am so proud of you today. And thank you for coming. But I'd like to bring to you now the Honorable Congressman Frank Lobiondo, who represents the 2nd Congressional District, which includes all of Cape May County and Atlantic County. That's why you're here. He's a friend to AARP. He is my friend, and he's a supporter of all of our issues. Won't you give him a Cape May County and Atlantic County welcome?
She was taking the microphone. Well, good morning, and thank you, Minnie, very much, and thanks to all of you for taking time out to come and join us for, I guess we do this a couple times a year, to get together, to chat about some of the issues that are going on in Washington. What I generally like to do as we start off is hit on a couple of topics that Minnie has suggested, that AARP has suggested, and then go to your questions for other areas of interest that you may have. As was identified at the beginning, the biggest issue I think that we will be dealing with from an AARP perspective is healthcare. Something we've talked about for a long time, something we've touched around the edges with to make improvements, but the comprehensive legislation to really tackle some of the more serious problems I think, is what we're about to do this year. We don't have an actual piece of legislation that we can point to present to everyone, to look at, suggest what could be made better, suggest where there might be some problems. But we have some general outlines, and I think that AARP, the letter they sent to the Speaker of the House, outlining the 6 major components that must be in the healthcare initiative, was a very good start. And you all have been at the forefront of so many issues, shaping policy in a positive way. Because, you know, we get these ideas in Washington. We use healthcare. And there's some really smart people who put these ideas together. Some of them come from think tanks. Some of them come from professors. And they're folks who really are very smart. But lots of times what they suggest may not work in our world, in your world. Here in Cape May Courthouse, or in Galloway, or in Bargaintown, or pick your spot in South Jersey. So what's important is not just that we pass something, but something that is going to work for you. And that's where these key components that AARP is working on are so very important. The doctor-patient relationship, whatever legislation comes out of this, that has to be protected. We don't need a third party who has no medical professional background making decisions on who receives which care. That would be wrong. There have been hints about, oh, well, we need some government oversight. Well, we maybe need some government oversight in some areas, but we don't need a government bureaucrat dictating and telling a patient and a doctor what is best for you. That's between you and your doctor, and that's got to be protected. And I'm sure that's something that your organization will work very hard with. There are areas we can improve. A couple of years ago, AARP made a bold move in supporting the Medicare prescription drug plan. And at the time, they made it very clear that this was a good start. And it was really because of AARP's support for the plan that I supported it. But as we've had a chance to see it work for a little bit, we know there can be some improvements. And one of the areas that must be improved is this donut hole problem. We've heard about it. There isn't any suggested answer that's on the table right now. But I believe that working together, this is something we